Hey everybody, it's Adam, live and in person for you. Hey everybody, it's Adam, wonder who he'll interview. Call me Adam.com.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Adam Rothenberg, and I am thrilled to be back in the closet once again as I am talking with my friends, good friends, Barbara Bleier and Austin Pendleton, and they are about to make their London debut with their new show, Austin and Barbara Sing Steve and Oscar, and it's going to be at the Pheasantry in London, January 13th and 14th. So, what made now the right time to debut your show in London?
Well, for one thing, COVID has tamped down a little bit, but also it's right on the top of my bucket list to do a show in London. It really is.
And at that particular space.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And what is that club, why that club specifically? What does it represent or mean to you?
It's, well, for one thing, Amanda, my friend Amanda McGroom and Michelle Browerman, our friends, I should say, you know, have worked there. And I met Ruth Leone, who books the place, and she's so lovely. And I love King's Road. And it's, according to everybody, a lovely, intimate space. I have not been there. I mean, I've been to London a lot, but not in the past. I think I haven't been there for about 8 years, but I've spent a lot of time there. And Austin's worked there. And it's next to New York, my favorite city in the world that I know of.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Oh, that is true.
And as a matter of fact, one of my kids surprised me and said, well, we just booked tickets for London in January for my son, his wife, and 2 of my grandchildren.
Oh my God.
Isn't that amazing?
Yes. Yes. Oh, that's going to be so nice to have them there cheering you on.
And you want to talk about your prince and princess?
My wife Katina and I, we have one child, Audrey. They have 2 children. One is named Austin. And I think
we don't know who that's after.
Yeah, I think he thinks I stole his name. I think he's finally been persuaded that it was not outright theft. And this has lightened up things in the relationship. And he's also crazy about my wife, and she is of him. And I think he also thinks I've stolen his woman. But he's finally, I think his mother, Audrey, our daughter, has finally brought him to understand that that's not exactly the truth. You know, he has a little sister. She can nonetheless work a room like no one I have literally ever met. She can captivate an entire room. She moves from person to person. She flirts. She smiles a lot. The entire room within a very short time, even a crowded room, becomes about her. So both of them are going to be movie stars, and this threatens me. I'll be honest. You know.
I was just about to ask that if you see any signs that any of your grandkids have any inkling to want to be in the business as well.
Way before knowing that. In fact, I think either one of them right now would be appalled by such a suggestion. Why do you become an actor if you can win a whole room over without having to go through the vagaries of this profession?
Yes, or being criticized.
Yeah,
publicly.
yeah, right, exactly.
I know I have one grandson who's played Carnegie Hall twice.
Well, Barbara herself has played Carnegie Hall.
Yes, I was just about to ask, how old was he when he played?
He
'Cause-
was 12 when he played the
Oh,
first
wow.
and 14 the second time.
Oh my gosh. That's incredible. And you were, correct me if I'm wrong, but you were 4 when you played? That's what I thought. Yes.
They still speak of it. Yeah.
Going back to the London show.
When we
Um,
get into disagreements about the cabarets, she will quietly remind me that she played Carnegie Hall when she was 4.
And you will quietly remind me that he acted in his mother's show.
Yeah, well, she was also in the cast, and it was in the community theater. This is in Warren, Ohio.
And he directed her.
And then some years after that, I directed her there in the Glass Menagerie. But when I was about 8 years old, I was in a show that she was also in. And the rehearsals in community theater are always in the evening. So we were about to go to rehearsal. She said, now, she was at that time friends with the woman who was directing it. She said, now, before we go, because I was all excited to go to rehearsal, she has a big job, Austin. You have to take you have to know what you're doing. So I said, well, I know what I'm doing. She said, okay. When you enter, it was one of those old-fashioned plays, a sort of a parody of those old plays from the 19th century. And the act 2 was, I played an innocent child coming into the bar at 2 a.m. to bring home my drunken father. It was one of those plays. And she played a barfly in the scene, and my father played a barfly in the scene. But as we were about to leave for her, I said, we got to go. She said, we're not going until I ask you a couple of questions. And I said, what? She said, when you come into that bar, where are you coming from? I said, backstage. She said, no, guess again. Think about where you're. I said, okay, the street. Oh, okay. Is it cold outside? I don't know. Well, you might want to ask yourself that question. And and I said, we have to go. No. She just kept asking me. It was my first grade acting lesson.
yes.
Well, it sounds like a good.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
she had been a professional actress before she married my dad. And then she
Oh.
decided to drop all that and to get married. But then she acted a lot in that community theater and also directed there. And she was a terrifying director. People said to me, because the first on stage director I worked with was actually Jerome Robbins, and the first film that I was in was directed by Otto Preminger, and each of those people we remained friends for the rest of their lives. But they were formidable, and they were famous for their tempers. Each of them, both Jerry Robbins and Otto Preminger. And people ask me, well, how do you deal with formidable tempers like Jerry Robbins and Otto Preminger? I said, they're nothing compared to Mom. She was the terror of Warren, Ohio, when she was directing a play, including a play I was in. And they got an equity waiver, and I came back and acted in the play. And she would say it in evening rehearsals with the community sitting out there watching. Austin, I had told these people, you're a professional. I'd like to see some evidence of that.
Oh my.
One of her milder forays.
Oh my God. Was she your influence to direct yourself? To go to, because you direct shows as well. Was she your like?
She was, and to act.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she got me into it. I mean, she told me I should do all that.
Yes.
So I did. I was a very obedient son.
And have you ever thought about like directing the moving forward? Have you ever thought about directing the cabaret shows? Would you be? Is that something that interests you, or you like to really just do the performing?
No. I don't like to direct things I'm in. I mean, we effectively kind of along with our companies.
Yeah.
And of course, when we talk to each other, it's all from what we remember from Barbara May of Custard. but to actually direct something you're in is something that
Yeah,
I don't, would make me uncomfortable.
it would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But then I haven't directed anybody, so
I've directed about a lot of shows,
Yes.
about 400.
Yes. I
Some of them have been in attics, and stuff. Like a lot of them have been in attics, but
there's something, we sort of collaboratively direct.
yeah,
Mm.
we say to each other, "You can't be serious."
Yeah. You really want to do that?
I mean, go ahead, but
Yeah,
you know,
I'll just step off stage.
yeah, I'll go next door for a drink while you're doing it. Yeah,
That's how the solo numbers really happen.
yeah,
Yes,
right, yeah.
Now with the show coming up in London in January, I mean, Stephen Sondheim and Oscar Hammerstein has such a vast catalog of music. How did you decide which of their songs you wanted to include?
We thought of songs we liked a lot.
Yeah, that's just what I was going to say.
Yeah,
The
right.
ones we love.
Yeah, and there are 400 others ones that they wrote.
Yes,
that we
I mean,
love.
we could do 10 more
Yeah,
shows of their music,
yeah.
Yes.
but we picked the ones we love the most.
Well, no, because we'll want to do other shows about them, and those won't be second choices.
No,
I mean,
that's true.
in each case, about 3/4 of their work we love the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And did you take any of their songs that maybe were originally written for a solo performer and make it a duet?
Yes.
We do
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how is that process? How do you like, can you give like a little behind the scenes of how you make
You
it?
say, I want that line. No, I want it.
They're conversational, really. We make them conversational. Rather than I take a verse and he takes a verse or whatever. It really becomes conversation. And something really between the two of us.
Mhm.
And the show in London is not going to be just Steve and Oscar, because what the Pheasantry does is they have 2 acts, and you can do
So you
a
have
continuation of the same show.
yeah, you have
or
an intermission.
something different.
Yeah.
It's an intermission.
Yeah.
So what we are going to do for the second act is some of the more recent composers that we love, like Amanda McBroom, Maltby and Shire, Michelle Browerman.
She said you always remember your very first beau. And he said, well, you're talking to him. It was old love, so long ago, and yet through the time and the tears and the passage of years, some things the heart can't forget.
It's a nice way to bring like the classic with the new generation, then the people that they helped pave the way for.
Yeah.
Yes. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I know everybody watching is very excited to come to your show in London in January. Again, it's January 13th and 14th. Everybody's gonna come.
To book their airline tickets now.
Yeah, because there's liable to be a rush.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. It's January 13th and 14th at the Pheasantry in London. And of course, I'll have the ticket link on my website. So
Thank you.
yes. So thank you both for your time today. This has been great.
He'll get the dirt and the scoop and the story, for he happens to be in the know. Just ask anybody who's had 'em at all the clips for the business of show. Call me Adam.com.